Why are so many preachers today focusing on something that has no logic and really shouldn't be something that they are trying to instill into the minds of believers? And that is pertaining to the pre-Adamic existence of the earth, and therefore that there was a creation before mankind. It's very possible that angels existed long before, but angels are spiritual beings just as God, and therefore there's no logic in saying that the earth was the abode of Lucifer or the angels, or what would have been the purpose of the earth before mankind. And if Lucifer was cast to the earth, then the earth wasn't created for him. And if that was the cause for this catastrophic situation that occurred on the earth, then who were the creatures that were destroyed then? There's no logic behind that, because the Bible clearly states that there was only one situation whereby the earth was destroyed, and that was during the flood and at no other time. So these biblical scholars and researchers, pastors who are trying to instill this theory into the minds of believers today, they're doing something that is unnecessary and, in my opinion, wrong. I watch TBN, Trinity Broadcasting Network, almost every night, if not every night, and I listen to many of the pastors and I love their messages, but there are times that some of them tend to stray in their teachings and mention things that, to me, in my opinion, is unnecessary. As I said, as the pre-Adamic existence of the earth, they insinuate that there's a gap between verse 1 and verse 2 in Genesis, and yet it was clearly stated that God created everything. All creation was done in 6 days, and on the 7th day God rested. He didn't recreate anything, and if it was a recreation or a reforming of the earth, it would have been stated. There would have never been the statement that God created this and he saw that it was good, and then he created the animals and he saw that they were good, and when he created mankind, he said that mankind was very good. Also, he created the rest of the galaxy and the solar system during those 6 days, and therefore it makes no sense what these Bible scholars are saying, whereby they are insinuating that the earth was only in a form of desolation because of some catastrophe. God did everything in stages. He didn't create everything in one day. He took 6 days and he created things gradually. Therefore, that is the reason why the earth would have been in a state of desolation, in other words, because it was void and it was full of darkness. But that was only because that was the initial stage of creation. if there was a catastrophe before, then the rest of the galaxy, the universe itself, would have already been in existence and in function. God would not have had to create a sun and the moon and the rest of the solar system along with the stars. There would have been no reason for that, because the only thing that would have gotten destroyed during the catastrophe would have been the earth. So what is the logic behind that? Was it that he destroyed everything, including the sun and the moon? And that still doesn't make any sense, because they believe that the earth got destroyed due to the casting out of Lucifer from heaven. So that would have been on earth. He would have been casted down to earth. That would have had nothing to do with the rest of the universe, including our solar system. So yet again, all they're doing is coming up with assumptions, and they're trying to link, in other words, evolution with biblical faith and his biblical facts. They're trying to insinuate that because the scientists say that the earth is millions of years old, therefore there had to be a gap between verse 1 and verse 2 of the Bible, which is going against what the Bible itself stated, because in Genesis and even in other books of the Bible, when it was spoken about the Sabbath being observed, it was observed because God created everything in 6 days. All creation was made in 6 days, and on the 7th day he rested.